Thanks for tuning in to another exciting episode where we bring the past to life and uncover stories that many forgot or never knew existed. This is where nostalgia meets horsepower, where innovation gets a retro twist. If you love classic machines and automotive history, make sure you're subscribed, because we've got another time-traveling tale for you today. Let's dive deep into a story that's a bit of a twist in the automotive world, the mysterious tale of the 1980 Chevrolet Equinox. Now, before the car buffs in the audience start flipping pages in their automotive encyclopedias, yes, we know, the Chevrolet Equinox officially debuted in 2005. But what if we told you there's a version of history, a sort of alternate timeline, where the Equinox had roots much deeper? This is not an official Chevrolet release, but more of a speculative build, a passion project, or a concept that never left the drawing board, an idea of what the 1980 Equinox could have been if it had existed. Picture this: the automotive world in 1980 was in a bit of a transition. The oil crisis of the late 70s had shifted focus from pure power to fuel efficiency. American manufacturers like Chevrolet were adjusting, bringing in smaller, more efficient models without completely abandoning their muscle car DNA. Compact sedans, station wagons, and even early attempts at crossovers were beginning to form an identity. So let's imagine the 1980 Chevrolet Equinox as a concept born in a GM-designed studio somewhere in Detroit. A compact SUV prototype intended to bridge the gap between the rugged off-road capabilities of the Blazer and the family-friendly comfort of the Malibu wagon. It would have been based on a shortened A-body or even a modified Chevy Citation platform, offering front-wheel drive standard, with optional all-wheel drive, a rare feature at the time. Under the hood, you could expect something like the trusty 2.8-liter version 6, producing around 115 horsepower. Not a speed demon by any means, but a capable engine for city driving and light adventuring. Chevy might have even experimented with a small turbocharged inline-4, pushing the boundaries of technology in a way that was ahead of its time. The styling, think boxy but clean. Wide square headlights, chrome bumpers, and an upright stance that hints at SUV practicality while still embracing the rectangular charm of early 80s design language. The front grille could have borrowed elements from the Chevy Malibu of that era, with subtle badges indicating this was something new, something different. Step inside, and the interior would have been simple yet forward-looking. Cloth bench seats, analog dials, and perhaps even a digital clock proudly sitting in the dash. AC was optional, as always, but this Equinox concept might have featured rear seats that folded flat, a design detail that became popular decades later in actual crossover models. You'd see wood-grain accents, an AM/FM radio with cassette capability, and those chunky climate control sliders we all remember. While there are no surviving prototypes, or at least none that GM has publicly confirmed, enthusiasts in the retro automotive community have recreated what they believe the 1980 Equinox would have looked like. Custom builders have taken mid-size Chevrolet platforms from the era and sculpted their own vision, combining pieces from Citations, Blazers, and Malibus to give form to the idea of a 1980 crossover before the term even existed. This ghost of a vehicle represents more than just a what if. It's a reminder that the seeds of modern design often come from moments of uncertainty. Automakers experiment, innovate, and sometimes abandon ideas that simply arrive too early for their time. The Equinox concept of 1980, if it ever did exist, might have been just such an idea. A concept too radical, too practical, or simply not marketable enough for the era. Fast forward to 2005 when the Equinox finally made its official debut. It carried the spirit of what that 1980 model might have been: versatile, family-oriented, and fuel-conscious. Only now, the world was ready. The crossover boom was underway, and Chevrolet had a name that felt right. Maybe that name was sitting in a drawer at GM all along, waiting for the right decade to emerge. This video isn't about proving the existence of a car that was never officially released. It's about exploring how ideas evolve, how trends circle back, and how automotive imagination often runs decades ahead of what's parked in your driveway. Enthusiasts, engineers, and dreamers alike can all find inspiration in the vehicles that never made it to the showroom. So if you've ever seen a Chevy Citation and thought, what if that was taller, had a hatch, and could take on a dirt trail? Then you've just envisioned the 1980 Chevrolet Equinox in all its imaginary glory. Thanks for watching and diving into another forgotten or maybe never born chapter of car history with us. Drop a comment if you'd love to see a full retro custom build based on this concept. Hit like if you enjoy these alternative automotive histories, and don't forget to subscribe for more unique takes on the past, present, and future of motoring. See you next time.